Okay. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Okay. Hopefully, this is working. Okay. Hello, everyone. So, good afternoon. I hope you're having a good day. Today I'm going to be talking about how to become more resilient to stress. Stress is a part of life. It's something that we all have to deal with at one time or another. And I just want to talk about, what you can do to set yourself up for success when you're dealing with stress, when you have a stressful week, when unexpected things happen, or if you just have a anxious personality to begin with. A lot of us maybe are already have that personality where things become really overwhelming and stressful easily for us, and or we worry a lot. We worry about the future or the past or what might or might not happen, and so that can really be challenging when you're trying to go through life. And that's why I really want to talk about it. It's something that I have dealt with and struggled with throughout my life. I definitely have been known as somebody who gets stressed easily. I've dealt with anxiety and battled it on and off throughout my life. And I, now am at a time where I can handle it a lot better, and I have come up with strategies that work for me. And so I just want to talk about, what has worked for me and how it can help you as well. So first I just want to start out talking about, why can stress be a bad thing? Stress can be good. There's good stress. Maybe you're getting married, you're planning a wedding, you're having a baby. All these things are like positive, right? And those are very specific situations where they can be great, but they can also be stressful at the same time. And then there's chronic stress. So there's stress that is always affecting you day in and day out, and it definitely affects you for the longer term. So it's not just like an acute stressor. It's something that, is bothering you day in and day out. Maybe you worry a lot, or maybe you don't like your job, or there's something in your life that is causing you to stress and feel stressed all the time. And so that's what we're going to talk about, is like how chronic stress can impact your health and what you can do to not have it negatively impact you as much. So when you're in that fight or flight mode all the time, it's really difficult to, make logical decisions, because it does affect a part of your brain where you make decisions. And so if you're always like in this fight or flight mode, you're just reacting to your day, it's going to be hard to think logically and use your brain to make good decisions for yourself, especially when it comes to, getting healthier, taking care of yourself, accomplishing your goals and dreams in life. So, it can cause, when you have chronic disease, or when you have chronic stress, it can cause chronic disease. It can cause illnesses, high blood pressure, sleep problems, weight gain. So the list is numerous. I mean, I can go on forever about all the things that stress can cause and do to your body. And so that's why it's so important that we balance stress in our lives and we find ways to decrease it or to work with it so it's not impacting us so much. So I'm going to go through 5 things here that you can start doing now to help balance stress in your life. And number 1, this is the main one, the biggest one, is becoming aware of your emotional triggers or your stress triggers. Really looking at what is the root cause of your stress and what can you do to fix that root cause or make it easier. So, for example, like if you understand like where the stress is coming from, then that gives you power, and that gives you the awareness and ability to make changes when necessary. So, so for example, let me go into this. So if you maybe are anxious about, your work, or you feel like you have a lack of purpose in your life, which is something that I dealt with for a very long time, then you're probably going to be worrying about work. You're going to feel like maybe you're not doing enough. And then maybe you can't sleep, maybe every night before bed or every night before the night before you go to work, you are laying in bed worrying about, what's going to happen the next day. Now you can't sleep. Now you feel tired and cranky. And then you're losing your temper with your family. Then you feel even more stressed because, you're not being your best self. And then you are eating or drinking for comfort or binging Netflix, whatever it is. And then you feel guilty, and then you gain weight, and then you feel even more stressed because you're not accomplishing your goals and you feel like your life is just controlling you. So this is something that I personally went through, and this example can change depending on your situation. But you see how everything is connected. So when you can step back and look at where the stress is coming from and really become more aware of it, then you can start taking action and start doing things to help with that stress. So there's two things you can do. You can either change the situation. So, for instance, if you don't like your job or if your job is stressful, you can change the situation. You could get a new job, you can look for a new job, you can change career paths. Or if you actually really do like your job and you just get a little anxious, then you can change how you deal or respond to that stressor. So instead of letting it take over your whole life, you can do things to set you up for success and not be so stressed about it. So that's two things: change your situation or change how you deal or respond to it. Not all the time. You're not always going to be able to change your situation. You can't change other people. You can't change unexpected life events. But you can, you do have control, and you can change how you respond to those things and how you handle them. So that leads into the next one. Number 2 is focus on the things that you can control versus what you can't control. So learning the difference there. If something unexpected happens, like the power goes out, you can't control that. There's nothing you can do. And to let that ruin your day, yes, it's so inconvenient and it's annoying. This happened to me recently, so that's why I'm bringing it up. But it doesn't mean it has to ruin every single thing. You're just going to have to problem solve. You're going to have to figure out, okay, what am I doing now? If you're just sitting there stressing and worrying about it, you're not doing anything for yourself. You're not problem solving. You're not figuring out how to get out of the situation or how to make it better. So you can control how you respond and how you act, but you can't change the circumstance, right? And so if you can look at that throughout, as you go through your day, if things are happening and you're like, hey, you can ask yourself, number 1, can I control the thing that happened? If it's a no, then ask yourself, okay, well, what can I do? How can I control my thoughts and my actions? Because you always can. You can always change how you're thinking and what your actions are, and then take actions towards your goals with that. But so always looking at what can you control and what can't you control. And it's very freeing to be able to see the difference in that as you go day to day. Okay. And so number 3 is ask for help. So you don't have to do everything on your own. If things are getting really stressful and overwhelming and you don't have the time to do everything, cook, clean, take care of the kids, go to work, take care of yourself, and you're feeling overwhelmed, look into your social connections, your friends, your family, your husband, your wife, whoever it is, ask them for help. It's okay. You don't have to be this perfect person who does everything on their own. That's not how it should be. We should be able to work in a community and depend on one another. So this is a really big one. And this is one of those things you can go back to, how can you change your situation? You can change it by asking for help. So that's number 3. And then number 4 is prioritizing your self-care, filling your cup up. So make a list of the things that bring you joy, that help with decreasing stress, that make you feel good, and start scheduling them into your calendar. Make it a appointment for yourself. So you could, if you like to do yoga, schedule that into your schedule. If you like to journal, or you want to go on more walks, or you want to have time to read your book or take a bath, whatever it is, make time for it and put it into your calendar like it's an appointment. What we act like, let's say you have like a calendar within your family, and we make appointments on there, and that's a priority, right? You put it on the calendar and you have to do it, and there's no debating it. But we don't do that for our self-care a lot of the times, and we don't make that a priority. And it's like, why not? We should, because if we are taken care of, if our cup is full, then we're going to have so much more to give. We're going to be able to be our best selves. We're going to have more energy, and we're not going to feel like crap the entire day. So it really does benefit other people if we are feeling our best and not feeling stressed throughout the day. So make a list of what's important to you and then put it into your calendar. And so number 5, it goes with the self-care, but prioritize your time. What are you doing in your life that isn't serving you, and what can you do instead that will serve you? So I already know what you're probably thinking is that, okay, yes, doing self-care stuff, that sounds great, but I don't have time. There's just too much going on. No, you do have time. You can make time. And if you have time to watch TV, look at social media, spend time doing things that maybe aren't even really serving you and maybe even causing more harm, watching the news, whatever it is. If you have time for those things, you have time to take care of yourself. And that is a little bit of tough love, and I know it's hard to start those things, but once you start doing it, it feels amazing and you're going to feel the difference. So prioritize your time, replace those things that aren't serving you with things that will serve you and make you, your better self, make you your best self. So those are the 5 things we have. Let me just recap here. So become aware of your triggers. What is causing stress in the first place? Ask yourself, can you change the situation, or can you change how you deal or respond to it? And then work through that process. Number 2 is focus on the things you can control versus what you can't control. So if something happens, ask yourself this question and work through it, and that can really help decrease stress in the moment. Number 3 is ask for help. You don't have to do everything alone. Number 4 is fill your cup, prioritize self-care, and schedule it into your calendar. And then number 5 is prioritize your time and look to see, what are you doing that isn't serving you? What could be causing more stress? And start replacing that with those self-care options. So I hope you found these tips helpful. It's something that's really impacted my life, and it's a learning process. I have really bad weeks where I forget to do this stuff. And when I do, it definitely makes a difference. So give yourself some grace. You don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to be doing these things. But when you do, I promise you, you will notice a difference. So if you would like more help with learning how to manage stress or balance stress in your life so that you can lose weight or accomplish your health goals, that is exactly what I go through in my health coaching program with my clients. And I would love to speak with you further about how I can specifically help you. So if you're interested in this, then you can schedule a free discovery call with me where we go over what exactly I can help you with and your goals. So if you're interested, you can click on the link in the comments below, or you can also send me a private message. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and just start working now. Start doing it now, prioritizing your self-care and decreasing stress. All right, that is all. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.